Also, they had some kind of blood-spurting apparatus.
Dawson's family has disposable income. This is Whose Creek Is It?
The podcast where two sisters recap and pontificate about the show Dawson's Creek.
I'm Miranda, and I've seen the whole series at least 5 times.
And I'm Allison, and I'm watching this show for the very first time. Let's get started.
Season 1, Episode 2 of Dawson's Creek is titled Dance, and it came out January 27th, 1998. The director was Steve Miner, and the writer was Kevin Williamson. So same as the first episode. They're probably trying to get it going before they just start passing it off to somebody else.
Yeah, for sure. And there were a couple more things where I noticed about, like, the Kevin Williamson of it all, but we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not that deep.
Okay. Yeah. This episode, I was just super pissed at Dawson. Just clueless Dawson. Also so cringe. Oh my God. I was like, oh man, oh God, you're just doing this so bad.
Yeah, this one was really like, I spent a lot of time wondering to myself, am I not giving any grace to Dawson? But there were just a lot of moments where I'm like, he doesn't even see everyone else as a human. Like, something that helps me walk through the world and try to understand people is to keep in mind that, like, everyone I encounter, they are living their life as the main character. And sometimes when people's decisions don't make sense, I can sort of go back to that and be like, okay, they're living a different story than I am. And for someone who is so obsessed with movies and their narratives, just, like, he doesn't seem to get that other people are more than just extras in his life.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, when I was first watching the series, like, I mean, I wasn't crazy about Dawson, but, like, I feel like every time I've rewatched the series, I'm like, God, he does kind of suck.
Yeah, but, you know, sometimes you gotta have a character that sucks.
Yeah, and, like, you're on it. This is your first time around, and you're already like, all right, this guy's got some problems, you know? Like, you're on it.
I'm also significantly older than you were when you started the show.
Yeah.
The culture has moved on from when the show happened and when you watched it first.
Yeah. And I think another thing was when I was first watching this show, I was watching it on, like, cable, like, as rewatches. So I was watching it out of order my first time. Like,
okay.
And so, I don't know, like, I was just seeing the characters in all sorts of different places, like, from episode to episode.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons sitcoms were so much. It seems like there were more sitcoms and fewer, like, really narrative dramas in the time of, like, cable TV, because with a sitcom, essentially everything starts in the same place every episode. Mm-hmm. So when it's out of order, it still works.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, there's not many shows on Netflix or anything, like any of those streaming platforms where it's like, and everything resets every episode. Yeah. Like, it's always developing.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to get into it, starting with the beginning of the episode?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So, we open in Dawson's bedroom, and Joey is watching takes of Dawson's movie, where basically Joey and Pacey are filming the scene where they're, like, supposed to kiss, but, like, Joey keeps being like, I can't with this guy. And Joey and Dawson are talking about, you're gonna have to kiss Pacey for this, and you know, she's just giving him a hard time about it. And as this is happening, like, Dawson seems to be working on something, like painting something, you know, like out of the view of the camera. And I'm like, is he painting an action figure? Like, what is this, you know? And while he's painting whatever he's painting, Joey and Dawson are talking about Dawson's pursuit of Jen and how Joey's kind of, like, I don't know, ragging on him or just trying to make him feel insecure about, like, oh, well, Jen moves fast, like, you better you better do something soon. Like,
She's
just,
from New York.
yeah. And so eventually we see what Dawson's working on, and it is a Joey head. He's just like making a prop for his movie that is a replica of Joey's head.
Yes, at first, when I saw him like working on something, I was like, is he styling a wig? But then he turns it around and is like, I mean, I guess, I mean, it's not bad for like a home movie situation from a 15-year-old.
Yeah. I was thinking, I'm like, I don't know if like kids these days making movies would like actually do physical props. They probably just know how to do some weird AI CGI crap.
Dude, yeah, practical effects. That's, I mean, I listen to some film podcasts and practical effects do come up and you can, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it's becoming a lost art.
Hmm. I don't know if this was before they revealed the Joey head or not, but Dawson, is trying to convince Joey to kiss Pacey, and he says, "You can always think of someone else. You can always close your eyes and think of someone else." And he says it in a way like he just knows who she would be thinking about. Like, it's just like, man, you're just toying with her, it feels like.
Yeah, that felt like, I mean, I'm trying to remember now. I suppose she hasn't, they've sort of danced around the issue of her feelings for him. So he's somewhat aware, but she hasn't like really outright laid it out. But that did feel kind of like, come on, dude.
Yeah, and I'll also mention in that scene when Joey's kind of giving Dawson a hard time, he does say something about Jen being independent, intelligent woman who has control of her own body or something. And I was like, I mean, I guess that's a positive thing to say. And he's like, I don't need to try to like get onto her bones right away. I don't know how to I don't know how to just like come on to her or whatever. And Joey mentions like, well, I'm not saying leather straps and Crisco. And I'm just like, I don't know. The things they pass in this show are just so funny. Like, did teenagers understand these like little things that they were saying that they say so quickly? Like, do you even catch it?
It's yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how that sort of plays out as the show goes on. Did you ever watch Gilmore Girls?
I did, but I will say that kind of show is a great background show. So honestly, if you ask me about the plot points of that show, I probably could give you very little.
No, that's fine. It's just they have a lot of like really quick banter and references.
Right.
So they're talking about, I think it's in this scene. They're talking about the film that they're making, and he says, she's like, well, it's a horror movie, not a romance, and he says, quote, "It's an homage with a heavy allegorical slant."
He's so pretentious.
You're just he just like looked up some vocabulary words. But it reminded me, in my last year of college in my creative writing program, we all were like presenting these final projects. And the guy that I like least liked in the whole program, who just like unnerved me because he was a cliche. He was, a skinny boy in a cardigan smoking American Spirit cigarettes. And he got up there in front of the like class and people who were there for the presentation. It was like, well, it was really a beautiful failure. And I was like, okay, so your project didn't work. Like, that's fine. Part of writing is failure. That is, but like, that is a beautiful failure. Good Lord, sir. Anyway, so this is how I'm working in a dig at a person who probably doesn't remember my name from however many years ago. We can move on now.
I like your background. I like the story. It adds color to this discussion.
Thank you.
So moving on to cutting to the school. They're at school, and I just wanted to say, before they even like start showing like scenes inside the school, there's like this quick, I don't know, establishing the exterior where there's two people rollerblading. And I don't know. I was just like, I miss that time where people like rollerbladed, not like I rollerblade, but I'll like rollerblade at a park. But like people would rollerblade to places and like bring their shoes.
Yeah. Why don't more people do it? I as someone who can rollerblade, I also would love that. I don't have anywhere to put a bike.
They announce like Nellie, the quote unquote mean girl, I guess, and is like announcing on the intercom about the dance, and it's after some football game or whatever. And as we're hearing that, Dawson walks into Mr. Gold's class, the film class, and basically tells Mr. Gold, well, you know, I have this study period, and so what if I just was in your class during this study period? And Mr. Gold caves and is like, okay, you can be in this class, just don't actually participate.
Yeah, which it does, there is that like ring of entitlement of like, I'll find a way to get what I want. But at the same time, I don't think the teacher, I feel like it was pretty reasonable to say like, fine, you don't get to participate though. You sit there. But that did make me wonder, did you ever have a study hall? Because I never
I was
had a
gonna
study
say
hall.
that. I don't even, is that a real thing? Like,
I don't know. And is this, maybe this is a California thing, because like you and I grew up in California, so we have never experienced a fully inside school. Like there's no like indoor stairwells, like, so I don't know, but I'm sure there are schools that have study hall, but I feel like it wasn't even an option at ours.
no. And I don't understand. So like you're only taking 5 classes and then you just have a quote unquote class where you study? Like I don't, it
Yeah,
seems like a waste of school time.
yeah. Really weird. Yeah, I've never known someone to have that. Like, I feel like you could be like a teacher's aide at our school if you had like empty room in your schedule, but
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure it's just a method of like getting Dawson into that class, but like showing how determined he is to be in that class, you know?
yeah.
So after Dawson meets with Mr. Gold, we next see Pacey in Mrs. Jacobs' class, or Ms. Jacobs, pardon me. And he presses her of like, so we made out, like what's happening? What are we doing? And there's like kids in the classroom.
Yeah, dude.
Like, he's really just like completely, I don't want to say he's completely unaware of her situation, of like the stakes on her side, but like he seems to be so preoccupied with what he wants that he is not really paying attention to like the real ramifications of this thing, which is not his fault. Like, I mean, she's the adult here, but yeah, she basically tells him there was no kiss, like just wants to pretend like it didn't happen. And Pacey says, you're not being fair. And I'm like, what does fair mean here?
Yeah, that's what stuck out to me. I wrote down that line, you're not being fair. I'm like, okay, that is a very 15-year-old thing to say. It's just like, I mean, number one, I have a pretty low tolerance for this isn't fair as generally, because nothing in life is fair. But like, to say that as like someone not having a romantic interest in you or shutting that down is like, fairness has nothing to do with it, bud. Yeah, the thing that I noticed throughout this episode is that, again, she is the adult and it's her responsibility to shut everything down. So there's that, and I think she's trying to do that. But it's also there, not but just and. There's this counteracting force of the way that boys are encouraged to just relentlessly pursue women. Like, she has told him no multiple times, but, you know, boys are told to essentially keep bugging the girl until she says yes. And there are some, like, scenes where you can really see her discomfort at the whole situation, her discomfort of him pursuing her. And I don't know, it was just interesting to see, like, clearly you're the adult and it's your responsibility to end this, but it's these two sort of like opposing forces or opposing ethical issues.
Yeah, it's like what takes precedence, like boys being boys and how that's bad, or this grown woman who is doing a very illegal thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She ultimately, her, yes, she is doing illegal things and needs to. I don't know. It was in 1998. I feel like she probably could have just gone to her union representative and been like, "Hey, this happened one time. She admits it's wrong." Like, I feel like she probably could have kept her job if she just came clean and like, I don't know.
Yeah,
So
could have straightened things out that way. That
yeah,
would
because
make too
that
much sense, and that's not helpful to our story, so they're not
you're
going to do
right.
that.
I'm being ridiculous. My bad.
You're being too rational.
Yeah, that's my problem.
So the next scene, we see there's basically a cafeteria talk with Jen, Dawson, Joey. I can't remember if Pacey's there. He might be there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they are talking about the film that they're filming for Dawson. And basically, Joey keeps saying that she doesn't want to kiss Pacey. And then Dawson comes up with the great idea of like, well, why don't we just kill you in the movie and then Jen can become the lead and like have the romance and basically take over the story. And I don't want to act like I'm a genius here, but I feel like his movie is kind of representative of what's going on with their whole relationship. Like, she was the center of his world, like she was in the movie, but then Jen came along and now she's getting killed off and Jen is the star.
Yeah, but Joey is okay with it. A, because she doesn't have to kiss Pacey in this situation, but also B, because I think the way he phrases it of like, and then you get to be behind the camera with me where you belong, and I think she just like hooks onto that and is like, yes, with you where I belong.
Yeah, but I was like, no, girl, I think this is like kind of the sign that like what he wants to be looking at and focusing on is Jen. And like you're
Yeah.
just the friend on the side, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was curious to see how Joey would take it, because I was expecting her to come back with like being angry that she was being replaced.
Yeah.
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 And then also their reference to Psycho and Scream, the Scream reference, I was just like, yeah, yeah, this is a writer, Kevin Williamson, in this script referencing his movie script, Scream, which is a reference to Psycho.
Yeah, they said it was it being that Scream is a ripoff of Psycho.
An homage, but yeah.
But yeah, I can appreciate like a self-deprecating writer. Next, we cut back to Miss Jacobs' class where they are. Okay, I had to look up what book they were talking about because honestly, I did not read a lot of books when I was in high school. I don't know if you were in the smart kid class and you guys actually read books, but for some reason, like I didn't read hardly any of the classics when I was in school. So I had to Google the characters they were talking about, and this is about Wuthering Heights. I don't know if you've read that.
Yes. I actually have not read Wuthering Heights, but I have seen it like brought up in previous media. So I have my basic understanding is that there's sort of like a high society girl who is loved and loves a like lower class gentleman, and she kind of strings them along forever, but they're never really together. Is that sort of it?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you like. Wait, you know what? We are living in 2025. I'm gonna go to Wikipedia right now. I was like, girl, are you just rewriting your whole lesson plan to tell Pacey to leave you alone? Because all the students look so confused.
They do.
Yeah, it concerns two families of the landed gentry living in the West Yorkshire moors. Turbulent relationships with with a foster son. What I said was mainly correct. It was like there's some kind of difference in class between two people who want to be together, and they never quite come together.
Okay. Close enough. We got the gist. Yeah, and so Miss Jacobs says something where like she describes, I forget the name of the woman character in that book, but describes her as a whimpering, mentally unstable wet rag. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you seem to have some self-hatred here, girl. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
describing
girl, what's going
yourself,
on?
right?
That's harsh, girl.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she's trying to scare off Pacey and be like, you don't want to be with me. I'm a mess.
Yeah. And like at this point I can't she's had to say no enough times that I probably would start like freestyling and coming up with like and also this reason. But maybe don't do it in front of the whole class.
Yeah. So after that class scene, we now have another scene in Mr. Gold's class where we basically find out that the movie that the class is filming is also going to go to the same film festival that Dawson is applying to be in with his movie. And it's supposed to be Helmets of Glory, I think is the name of the movie. And it's like, yeah, this is like really unimaginative. And it's like the quarterback guy is running it and basically just wants to make a movie about how great he is, I guess.
Yeah, the one thing I wrote down from that scene was the film teacher's face. Because he's composed, but you can see something inside him is dying as he listens to this story that they're making. And obviously there will be more to come with the quarterback Cliff, but this first scene really sets him up as like, oh, this guy's totally clueless and self-absorbed. So it's interesting to see how he's presented throughout the rest of the episode.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that. It does seem to change later on. But next we see Dawson basically complaining to Joey at the lockers about this movie and how much it's gonna suck, and like, oh, I can't believe they're applying to the same film festival I'm applying to. And I'm like, dude, you should be happy. This sounds like garbage. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and Joey says something like, can the world be any more cruel? And she didn't say it with like a ton of stank, but I was like, yeah, someone else is submitting a film to the film festival, buddy. I don't know what to like.
yeah, I'm like, Joey's being sarcastic, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, is that another moment of Joey being like, wow, a minor inconvenience, Dawson? That seems really tough.
Yeah, and then while they're standing at the lockers, they look over and we see Cliff talking to Jen. And of course, Dawson's freaking out about it. And we go over to see what Jen and Cliff are talking about. And basically, Cliff, like in a very reasonable, nice way, like asks her out. And she's kind of like non-committal, like trying to be like, like, you know, I like you, know. But yeah.
yeah, it was all very reasonable.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, Dawson just seeing this guy who's like the exact opposite of him, like talking to Jen, I think he was just very threatened by.
Well, the thing is he the exact opposite of Dawson? Because like at their core, they're both really self-obsessed. They're both really invested in their own story.
Right.
And so it's like outwardly, it's like on the surface level, you know, they're wearing different clothes, but
he's the jock, he's the nerdy film geek, but like they're not looking at each other any deeper than what's on the surface here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess we'll move to the next scene where Dawson is back at home and his dad is still working on that weird diorama thing that's like an aquatic restaurant. I'm like,
I guess it's good to have hobbies.
Yeah, but I think he's like there during the middle of the day. I don't know.
Yeah, and remote work wasn't really a thing then, so...
Yeah,
that was an interesting scene because of the way he's asks his dad for a kissing lesson.
Yeah, so... Well, first he comes up to his dad asking for like where the camera is to film, and then his dad says that it's on the nightstand in their bedroom, and I'm like, They really want to establish that these parents like love fucking each other.
Yeah, it like they be fucking, and dad wants you to know.
Yeah, that's also the thing is like, is that normal for your parents to like just straight up make it clear to their kids that like they're really into each other like sexually? I'm like, our parents were not like that at all. But like,
Yeah,
I'm like, is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
I feel like Dawson's parents are not at the very end of the spectrum, but like they're pretty far at one end of the spectrum.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to the point where Dawson basically asks about the mechanics of kissing. Because we can't just
Techniques.
say, teach me how to kiss, Dad, which is also really weird. And then the dad goes into talking about like him and Gail's first kiss. And it's like, I don't remember the specifics, but it's like about chapstick. And she puts on chapstick and then they kiss and like the chapstick gets on his lips. And I don't know. Yeah. And while they're having this discussion, Joey climbs the ladder up to Dawson's bedroom and then, like, kind of comes out into the hall and overhears this conversation that Mitch and Dawson are having. And Mitch is saying, like, well, you need, it's all about romance. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you're right there. That's maybe a good thing to teach your son. I don't know. This whole situation's weird, but
Yeah, I did take pause and see. It did seem like she seemed kind of like happy for them to be having this moment. Because, I don't know, maybe it was an opportunity for her to like witness a kind of parenting that she's not going to receive because her mom's dead and her dad's in jail. So it might be kind of touching and bittersweet for her to sort of witness that kind of parenting experience for someone else.
yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking of it in a different way where she's aware of the fact that Gail is cheating on Mitch. And so she's
Yeah,
happy to
also
see
that.
this nice moment between, Dawson and his father because she knows that shit's going to go down at some point.
Yeah, I could definitely see that too, of her being like, okay, Dawson's gonna need Dawson and his father are both gonna need each other, so it's good to see them connecting.
Yeah. You are right about like she probably is relating it back to her life and how drastically different her relationship with her parents are.
And then she turns around and Gail is just the least sneaky person.
Wait. We got to back
Okay.
up because
Okay, sorry.
Mitch before we see Gail being sneaky as hell, Mitch like basically says, "Well, why don't you practice kissing?" and like says like, "Here's the Joey head." And I'm like, "Oh man." So, also very weird to ask your son to like kiss a doll head in front of you, and this whole
Yeah.
scene's just so cringe and weird.
And also Dawson's head is so big. I think
It is
it was one of
big.
the shots. It's one of the shots from upstairs looking down at them, and I was like, Dawson's head is bigger than his father's head.
Yeah, but yeah, it's when he goes to kiss the head, it is interesting because they cut to Joey and she is watching like through the banisters. And when he does like close his eyes to kiss the doll head, she kind of like closes her eyes and like imagines kissing him, kind of calling back to
Yeah.
like the first scene where he was like, well, you can always close your eyes and imagine someone else. And it's like, yeah, bro, we know who she's imagining.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember watching this scene like the first time, and I'm like, I know that this is probably not a real discussion any parent really has with their kid on like how to kiss or whatever, but I was like, are there like parents who have these like warm-hearted moments where they're like teaching their kids some like really cute thing about life. And I don't know, like, our family was always so, like, sarcastic and, like, I don't know, everything is a joke, that we never really
Yeah.
had these moments of true earnest, "You're my parent, teach me this really great thing about life."
Yeah, there weren't a lot of like sincere relaying of life lessons.
Yeah. And I watch these shows and I'm like, do these parents exist? I'm not sure they do.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm sure it's a big world, but yeah, I think it's also safe to assume that most people aren't having like, at least on the regular, aren't having those kind of like heart to heart. This is a very special episode moment with mom or dad.
Hmm. Yeah, well, now we can go back to Gail being sneaky, sneaky, sketchy, hanging out in the linen closet is what it appeared to be. So yeah, Joey was like in the hall on the second floor and sees like the phone cord
Yeah.
that's going to the linen closet, which I'm like, that seems like a good way to get caught, is like, hey, did you bring the landline into the closet to talk to somebody?
Yeah. No, it does not seem smart.
Hmm.
Also, the mom, whose name is Gail, and that is another point, because a point I wanted to hit, because it occurred to me, we touched on last episode how Dawson says that he walks his dog to Katie Couric, who is a newscaster, and also his mom is a newscaster. But then it occurred to me that obviously this is written by Kevin Williamson, and a key character in Scream is a newscaster reporter, and that reporter's name is Gail. So I don't think this is like an in-universe situation, but it was like, Kevin, you could have like, what is it with female newscasters?
That's a good
And the name
point.
Gail.
I haven't seen Scream in a long time because that movie terrified me as a kid.
Yeah.
I need to watch it now when I hopefully am less of a scaredy cat. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like kind of recycling names and professions. Gail comes out of the closet and it acts like, oh, I was just in there doing nothing suspicious. And tries to make small talk with Joey, and Joey says, "Oh yeah, I'm getting killed today in the movie," and Gail's response is, "Oh, that's nice." Like, just really not paying attention to the conversation, just like internally panicking over like her trying to hide her affair. And that scene ends with Joey turning around to Gail and being like, "I know."
Yeah, and I was surprised. I was expecting it to be a longer buildup. I was expecting Joey to hold on to that information and sort of have an internal struggle with it for longer before she sort of engaged with someone else. So I was just kind of surprised that it was that fast that she's made it known.
Yeah, I kind of do feel like these first episodes, there's just like so much happening. And I think
Yeah.
it's maybe like because they're trying to stay on air, they're trying
Yeah,
to
for
like
sure.
get attention and have a lot going on to keep the viewers watching. But yeah, it would have been interesting if they had kind of like drawn out Joey knowing. I mean, it's still, no one knows about it yet other than Joey and Gail, so we'll see how far it goes. But yeah, confronting Gail, she did it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we cut to Joey's kill scene. They finally use that Joey head prop where her head gets like whacked off.
Well, yeah, that was great, but then also they had some kind of blood spurting apparatus.
Yeah, I know. Dawson's family has disposable income.
Or like a workshop where they tinker.
Like, where are they getting all these props? After they cut on filming the death scene, Jen helps Joey kind of clean up because she's covered in blood, and they go on to Dawson's porch, and it's just Joey and Jen. And it's clear Jen is trying to be a friend to Joey and, is like, oh, let me help you. And so Joey's like taking off her bathing suit, and Jen's like, you have nice breasts, which
Yeah.
that's what I always say when I'm trying to make someone my friend, is I comment on how great their boobs are.
Yeah, it was just, Jen came in really hot. It was like, this, I can see wanting to help someone out, but like maybe like take their dirty clothes away. It's pretty aggressive to be like, here, let me hold the towel around your naked body. And I did have the moment of like, oh, if this were made today, the girls would start making out, or like one of them would catch feelings.
Yeah, now that like queer romance and relationships are pretty normalized in TV. Like, you see them more.
Yeah, you see them more. For now.
Yeah.
Hello, listeners. We support the LGBTQIA plus community and are scared of everything.
Yeah. It's 2025. Shit's going down.
Yeah, we're going down, down in an earlier. Just that's the new national anthem.
Yeah, so this scene's kind of weird. They're both kind of like putting their bodies down. Like, Joey says, oh, I'm too tall. And Jen says, I have the face of a duck. Like,
yeah. Well, what I wrote down was, quote, it's completely normal to hate the way you look.
I wrote that down too. I was like, this was the 90s. This was heroin chic. This was women hate your bodies. You are nothing other than your bodies. So
yes, and I feel like I want to do some more research on this, but I've been hearing sort of grumblings that you know, thinspiration and heroin chic is making a comeback.
Yeah. People are attributing it to like Ozempic and all these things that are now,
as well as and the rise of conservatism.
Right.
Because it's, you know. And then, well, actually, that brings me back to when Dawson was having the conversation with his dad, and he's like, I don't approve of your perverse sex life. And it also reminded me of, like, I've also been hearing just, like, think pieces and opinions about how Gen Z, it leans more puritanical. They're less, they're having less sex. And I don't know to what extent that's true, but yeah, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Tying it all together. This is why I have you here.
You know things, and I just like I vibe.
I just state the facts, and you pontificate and use your basically liberal arts knowledge.
It's well, no, actually, that's. I mean, I was thinking about it, and this is kind of at the root of like a lot of good podcast is like someone who knows something tells the other person a thing, and like. So, yeah, no, we are in a good tradition.
Yeah. I just wanted to tack on to the end of that scene that the last thing Jen says to Joey is, I plan to make it very hard for you not to like me. And I just like how forward she is and just like, look, I'm a girl's girl.
Mm-hmm. And she's, yeah, and it's another good line where she is like saying like, it's her saying to Joey, I know, without Joey's not ready to have like a truly honest and open conversation. So yeah, Jen seems to kind of perceive that like she can sort of plant the seeds for Joey, but she can't push Joey too hard.
Mm-hmm. So next, after that scene of them filming Dawson's movie, they go to another scene for Dawson's movie, which is Jen and Pacey's kiss scene. Pacey's being gross.
Yeah. Is it that he is just an inexperienced 15-year-old and he thinks that's what kissing a girl should look like? Or is it, I mean, how does he know he's being gross? He's just like all over her, and it's like, buddy, that is not, you're coming off real creepy.
Yeah, and I was also like, is he doing this to mess with Dawson? Their relationship doesn't seem toxic, at least from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they're genuine friends, but yeah. So anyway, Dawson's reaction to this is he gets upset. He's like, you know what? I'm cutting this scene. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense anyway. And I'm like, all right, so you don't really care about the story of your movie. Like, you really just care about your own feelings and
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like a lot of us, I mean, I'm sure I've done that where I am justifying out loud to myself why I'm changing something without making it about my feelings when it's totally about my feelings.
Yes. Yeah. I've been there too.
But yeah, I was also thinking about how just, clearly it's Dawson's movie and he's in charge, but, his friends are devoting a lot of time and effort to this. There's props, there's scenes, and like, I'm sure there's a lot of hierarchy on filming sets, but I feel like that would definitely grate on me to have it be like he makes all the decisions, whereas like, buddy, I'm giving up every Saturday for you.
Right. The last time I watched the series, I was realizing it feels like, Dawson has this world view that like everything revolves around him, but it seems like everyone kind of lets him think that, they kind of do bend over backwards for him in ways that don't really make sense or just are not going to be helpful for him growing up.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to keep seeing that.
Yeah. Sometimes when you see that someone isn't sort of developing a skill or isn't able to like meet you on the level you need, I've definitely found myself just kind of that was some commentary from my cat. He only wants to be involved when I sit down at my desk at the computer. But that's that feeling where you kind of shape your behavior around someone else's bad behavior because you don't expect them to change.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily consciously going on with a bunch of 15-year-olds, but
yeah. We'll see how that develops or changes. So next we see, after Dawson has his little temper tantrum, he's walking with Jen back to Jen's house and asks her to hang out that night and watch movies. And Jen says, "Oh, actually, I'm going to the dance with Cliff." And Dawson very obviously gives off the vibe he's upset. Not in a terrible way, but it's like, oh, you're really not trying to hide your feelings for Jen.
Yeah, and it was just so presumptuous.
I got kind of annoyed with Jen here because she's like, well, it's just a dance, and like, she's trying to like make Dawson feel better, and I'm like, you don't really have to explain yourself here. Like, you can just go on this date with this guy. You don't need to be like, oh, Dawson, it's okay. It's not really a big deal. Like,
yeah. I could see, maybe I could see oneself doing that just because you're new there and this is one of the only people you know, but like on a larger level, that's not you don't owe him any explanation. He hasn't even, we'll get to the next scene where they talk about it.
Okay, so Dawson's complaining to Joey in his bedroom about the fact that Jen is going to the dance with Cliff. He can't believe that she's even into him, and he's like going on and on about like he's got nothing up here, pointing to his brain and all this stuff. And Dawson's acting like a child, but also I have so been him in this situation where like I have liked a guy and he's liked some other chick, and I'm like, but I'm here and I'm great, and like, who is she? Like, this is dumb. Like, he's just, what a stupid choice when he could be with me.
That's tough. I was thinking, I don't remember if it was this scene or another point in the episode, but I've had the experience where it's like two people I really like and care about, and I am interested in the guy, and then he is interested in our like mutual friend. And I think the biggest thing I kept thinking about is like, I just wish he wanted me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I like your sort of righteous indignation, because he could have had you.
I want to live in the delusion that I am better.
You have to. Sometimes you just have to.
But yeah, he says, well, what did he do that I didn't do? And Joey's like, he asked her out? And
yes.
It's like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, you need to actually like do the thing. You can't just like expect her to know what you want or what you want her for her to do. But also, I am so Dawson in this situation where I'm like, you know, why isn't this guy into me? It's like, well, you could go up and talk to him. I'm like, no, that's too much.
No, I'm the same. It was like, well, why am I single? Because you don't go out and you actively put off the body language of leave me alone.
But I'm not the problem here.
Yeah. I mean, it also made me think of that factor of, he says, obviously the, like, what did he do that I didn't do, asked you out, but also that's a really puzzling approach to romantic relationships, I think, because at least for me, it's never been a case of like, okay, he gets 10 points for looking this way and 5 points for having this kind of job and doing like this, like as if it's some kind of equation or like scoring rubric. Whereas, I don't know, for me, it's like, you feel it.
You can't always explain it and you can't always quantify it. But I was going to say that is very like incelish to be like, oh, well, women just rank this, this, and this, and like, you know, she's an idiot for not seeing beyond that. And it's like, no, dude, she just likes him. Like, you could be a great person, but just not have chemistry. You know, sometimes it has nothing to do with like you. It's just the situation, you know?
Yeah.
Joey, so Dawson's like, we're going to go to that dance. Like, I'm going to change this. I'm going to turn this around somehow. Like, once again, just so overconfident.
I am an active protagonist.
And Joey is like, asks, like, why torture yourself? Why go there and like watch this happen? And then he says, I'm an artist. Torture is a prerequisite. Just like, he's the worst.
It's giving me big undergraduate creative writing vibes. It's giving me that.
Yeah, he starts getting ready and he puts on a vest too. And I'm like, yes, that's the definition of going to a dance, is putting on this ugly ass oversized vest.
Yes, I want to look like a Shakespearean ogre. Like, over the most enormous puffy white shirt.
So before we go on over to the dance, Joey's waiting downstairs for Dawson to come down after he fixes his hair or whatever he's doing, and runs into Gail, or she overhears Gail telling Mitch that she needs to work late that night. So Gail walks out of the kitchen where her and Mitch were talking and runs into Joey in the hall. And Joey tells Gail something we didn't know, which is that her father was cheating on her mother and how that hurt everyone. It impacted everyone. It impacted her and her mother, and just how terrible and damaging what she's doing is, how painful it'll be. And Gail has this weird reaction where like she feels like she looks like really defensive, but like, how dare you tell me what, I don't know, like it's very weird, like her attitude here. And I wrote like, Gail is being an asshat.
I'm curious because I don't know how it all plays out. So I'm still, in my mind, I'm able to be like, I don't know how far this has gone. The evidence I have thus far is the phone call and the like kissing the guy out in the car. So
yeah,
I feel like I don't think it's going this way, but in other shows I could see someone there being some kind of like twist of like, I don't know.
They were practicing a scene and kissing.
Yeah, or something. But, yeah. And it was, for Joey, that's a pretty mature way to, like, talk to someone about their harmful actions. But the one thing that I didn't get was they were, like, wrapping up that conversation, and Joey's like, my mom got cancer and died. You do the math.
Yeah, I know. Is she saying that her mom got cancer because her dad cheated on her?
Which, like, stress is a factor in illness, but I don't know.
I think she's just playing the dead mom card.
Yeah, which, like, you know what? That's your card. You play it whenever you feel like it, girl.
Yeah. Dawson walks in on, while they're having kind of this, like, low-key heated argument. And Joey covers, doesn't sell her out, is just like, no, we were talking about dancing. And Joey and Dawson go to leave, and Joey turns around and says, have fun tonight, to Miss Leary. And I'm just like, God, Joey is the queen of passive aggression. She is like killing it.
Yeah. Well, and that's such a power move in like TV and movie when you're having this like heated conversation and the person who doesn't know what's going on walks in. And then it's just such a power move to turn around and like cover for the person that time. But there's this implicit threat of like, at any moment, I can expose you.
Yeah.
And then we get Savage Garden at the dance.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think the song's called I Want You, or it's like, ooh, I want you, I don't know if I need you. Yeah.
Yeah, which also made me like, I was like, oh, it led me right into a Haim song. The band, Haim. There's a part of the song, I'm in it, that's very like, has that rhythmic vibe.
Yeah, I noticed, when they kind of are doing like a wide shot of the dance, and it's so many of the guys are in khakis, like they look like they're dressed to go to the office, like it's, like just the clothes teenage boys were wearing to seem like they were dressed up for a dance was just so weird to me. Also, no one's grinding, which like when I was in middle school and high school, like dances, people were rubbing their hips on each other really a lot. And these people are like, just like doing the most dorky dancing. And it also made me wonder, like, how do kids today dance? Do they grind? I don't know. I never see children, like, not children, but like teenagers dancing.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to go to a high school dance. In fact, I feel like I would get in trouble.
Honestly, though, like, if anyone needed me to volunteer to be a chaperone for, like, a high school dance, I think I would love that opportunity just to watch people have drama.
Yeah, it would be like an anthropological study. But yeah, that is interesting in light of the issues around, like, this return to a puritanical culture. And I don't know, I've also been seeing rhetoric about how millennials are cringe because they will like go dance at the club, and Gen Z doesn't do that. Again, this is all like TikToks and stuff, so it's
generalizations.
Yeah, broad generalizations. But no, I don't know how the children dance these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed that I'm pretty sure the theme was Under the Sea.
Yeah,
because it's like everything's blue and there's like fish, and I was just like, that's just such the default dance idea. I don't know why.
It reminded me of that children's book where it's like a fish with like one rainbow scale.
Oh, I love that book.
Aww. And then he shares his scale. Doesn't he?
I don't remember, honestly, but I just remember that book was nice.
Okay, good.
Also, I wanted to note, this is like such a thing with like all TV shows or movies, like when there's like a school dance, that like the decor is like the level that would never exist at a school. You know, like they're duct taping shit to walls at a school. This looks like they've used command hooks and like actually had like a plan, you know? And I'm like, I feel like, what is it? Set designers, they always go too good with school dances. It's like, no, it would not be this organized and like consistent and unified. Like, it just wouldn't.
Yeah, I think I only went to like one, maybe two high school dances. And the one I remember, I was like, I'm pretty sure we were just in the gym and there were no we were just in the gym. Grinding.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had any like major decorations at any dances I went to. Like maybe someone bought like $20 worth of stuff at Party City and like taped it up, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, we go into the scene at the dance, and it's Cliff and Jen, and they're having really good banter. Like they seem to be having a good time. I don't know.
He's perfectly nice.
Yeah. I just was like, yeah, no problems here. Like,
yeah, it was very like, okay, maybe he's pretentious in film class, but like overall, he's treating Jen well.
Yeah, respectful, somewhat self-aware.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, no, I'm a bad dancer, and like, I did like that he, like, references, oh, it's a victory dance, and she's like, oh, so you won the big game, and he was like, no, because I got you to go with me. And it was like, oh, that was pretty smooth. That was pretty good.
Yeah. And then next we see Pacey going up to Ms. Jacobs at the dance.
And she looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And he's just trying to, I don't know what he's trying to get out of her. Like, really, it's like, what are you hoping this conversation will lead to? I don't really know. But yeah, at some point, she just says, I have to go.
I need to be somewhere else. Which, like, I have had that feeling.
Yeah.
Not that exact feeling in that situation, but that I gotta go.
Yeah. I cannot be in this conversation anymore. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So Dawson and Joey go to the dance, and Dawson's like, yeah, we gotta go dance. We gotta go, like, find a way for me to, like, just naturally be here to get an opportunity to be with Jen. And so they are about to start dancing, and then, surprise, surprise, it cuts to a slow song.
Yeah.
And
give me 1 sec, I'm gonna put Crush out the room, because he
okay. is... Listeners, maybe someday if we do any kind of visual media, you will get to see a picture of Crush. We'll see. We'll see if we ever get that far.
Yeah, I feel like, we're gonna have to, like, make an Instagram or something.
Yeah, we can do that. That's free.
Yeah, we can do that. You're about to potentially have a lot more time.
Yeah. If we're keeping this part in, listeners, I currently work for the federal government, and stuff is a real mess.
Yep. And potentially your schedule might open up.
Yeah. We'll see. Naturally cuts to a slow dance. Such a cliche with, like, movies and stuff. Dawson's like, well, I guess I'm dancing with Joey in a slow song. And you can tell, like, Joey has dreamed of this moment. To have a really genuine moment with Dawson where they're just, like, together in some way beyond friendship.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the whole time that they're dancing, Dawson is busy looking at Jen and being crazy about Jen. So that's a bummer. Eventually, I think the song ends and Jen goes into she leaves the gymnasium or wherever this dance is happening, and Dawson chases Jen into the hall. And I don't even really remember what transpired in this scene. I guess Jen was like, oh, like, I could have a dance with you, and he's like, oh, well, you're sure Cliff won't mind. And I just wrote, Dawson is a jerk.
Yes. Yeah, that's basically what that scene was. It's kind of like him, again, passive-aggressively being like, your actions make me feel bad. You didn't do anything to me, but it makes me feel bad. And then she goes in the girls' bathroom, and he follows her in, and everyone's like, ah!
Because that's totally how women would respond. I would just be like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not like... Unless I've been using public bathrooms all wrong, no one's exposed.
My tits are not out at the sink.
Like, yeah, no one's tits are out. And particularly in a high school bathroom, anyway.
We don't need to go down a whole rabbit hole of bathrooms and who should be in what bathroom. People are going to figure out what we think, so it doesn't matter.
Trans people are people, leave them the fuck alone.
I think people who are watching Dawson's Creek are not going to be, like, raging Trumpers, but if you are...
This isn't going to be good for you.
Yeah.
This isn't the place.
This is going to challenge you in ways you do not like. Dawson is, like, commiserating with Joey at some table after that failure of him thinking somehow he was going to change Jen's mind or change how things are going. And oh my God, this scene.
This scene.
You know, I wrote some things that he said. He was like, you know, I feel this connection, like we're meant to be together. There's something primal in me. And I was like, dude, you're just horny. You're just horny.
or you just like her and have chemistry with her. And maybe when you're 15 and you've never really felt that, maybe that feels like magical and out of this world and
it does.
Truly unique. But is this the conversation where he says to Joey, she challenges me like you, she could be you?
Yeah, he says she could be you, except she's Jen. And I just was like, oh my God.
Buddy, you are the worst friend.
It's egregious. Like, I'm just like, I cannot. Like, and then Joey's pissed. She gets up and walks out and she says, I'm already dead, remember? And I was like,
ooh, yeah. Yes, Joey.
Yes. Like,
that's what I wrote down. Just yes, Joey! Exclamation point.
Like, you killed me in your movie. I'm already dead. I'm out.
And then Dawson decides, this is my moment. This is where I really turn it around.
Time for a rewrite.
Yeah. He's like, I'm taking action. And his action is to do basically the same thing he did before, but more confrontationally. He just goes up as like, not just like, I want to dance with her. He's like, you can go home, Cliff. Cliff and Jen are both pretty freaking patient.
Yeah. But also Dawson said something of like, I would like to be with the object of my desire. And I was just like,
the object of my desire. Like, buddy, she is a thinking person right next to you. She can hear your words.
And Jen handles it amazingly, like, too well.
Yeah, I kind of wanted her to, like, because she says, I'll solve it for both of you. I was like, no, this is a Dawson problem. Cliff did nothing wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
She ended that pretty, like, as gracefully as you probably could.
Yeah, she de-escalated the whole situation. She kept Dawson from getting punched out by Cliff.
Yeah, for real.
So next we see Pacey, Dawson, and Joey leaving the dance, basically just talking about the night's failures.
Mm-hmm. Just like, wow, that wasn't good.
Yep. Woe is us. And then we cut to Gail and Mitch. Gail presumably came home from working late, and Mitch is talking to Gail about how he was telling Dawson about their first kiss, and Gail pretends to not remember, keeps talking about other dates or whatever, and Mitch is like beside himself. He's like, I can't believe you don't remember. And like, out of Mitch's line of sight, Gail pulls out a chapstick and they zoom in on it where I'm like, is this an ad? Like,
yeah,
did they...
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but yeah, so she puts on chapstick and she goes over, sits on his lap and lays a big kiss on him, and it's like, yeah, no, I remember. And like, aren't we so happy and cute?
I was gonna say, that just brings up a couple things, because on the one hand, I think a lot of people, myself included sometimes, struggle to deal with the fact that two seemingly opposite things can be true at the same time. She can remember that moment and how important it was to them, and she can create this romantic moment with her husband, and she is also cheating on him.
Yeah,
it's just puzzling that both of those things can be true, and like, you can expand that to like all areas of life. And then the other thing it makes me think of is the idea that maybe that first kiss was like the moment for Mitch, but I think it's also reasonable for people to like have their like moment of realization at different points in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I don't know. That was just a tangent my brain went down.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think I remember hearing about some study, and who knows how well studied it was, but it was basically like men can tell if they're really serious about someone within like the first like date or two, but for women it takes like 7 dates or something for them to be like, yeah, I guess this guy's for me.
Yeah, we gotta make sure you're not gonna murder us.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, people come about to relationships and come to decisions on relationships at different times. But I was gonna say, the scene ends with like them having this cute moment and they're hugging, and we just see Gail's face over Mitch's shoulder, like, oh, crap.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that she is aware. That she knows. She's like reckoning with like, yeah, this is the mess I've gotten myself into, and I need to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. The next scene is Pacey somehow is walking by the docks again, and once again, like, I guess the docks is just where people go to, like, when they're hoping someone's gonna go over and talk to them and have, like, a really big moment. But yeah, so once again, Pacey sees Miss Jacobs at the docks. Why is everyone going to the docks? I don't know. But, so Tamara, I keep switching between Tamara and Miss Jacobs. I think it's good to establish, like,
Yeah, she's both of those.
yeah, she's both a teacher and she's also just the lady.
Yeah, she is, like so many of us, just a lady.
She's apologizing to Pacey and is like, look, I let this get out of hand, which is like, yeah, you did.
She's taking responsibility and saying, this is my fault and I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I had such high hopes.
Yeah. Pacey's like, oh, don't be sorry. Like, and he says this line, I'm not good with girls, like, just really pulling the pity me card. And
the one that got me was, I finally meet someone. Buddy, you're 15. I finally meet someone. It's like a 23-year-old saying, oh, man, I've just been struggling so hard and I'm finally getting this career breakthrough. Like, it seems that way to you. Your feelings are not, they're real and frustrating to me.
Yeah, you just have limited understanding, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, basically I don't know what happens here. Like, she walks away and is like, yeah, I'm done with this situation, and then Pacey like grabs her arm and then she looks back and she's like, actually no, I'm not done with this situation, and then they like make out.
Girl, you need to just ghost. You need to just leave town.
Yeah. That would be the smart thing to do. Like, if you can't fix things, just run.
You're an adult. You're an adult, and no matter what this, like, little boy says to you, you're an adult and he's a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did write, like, I don't love using sort of negative gendered language, but my note is, you dumb bitch.
Hey, I mean, a guy can be a dumb bitch too, but in this situation,
true. He certainly can. In this case, it was her.
Yeah, so that's a lost cause. We'll just keep seeing how that's going to spiral.
Yeah, that's going to be a mess.
And yeah, so we go back to Dawson and Joey walking randomly down the street, and Dawson's like just going, woe is me, and you know, he's like, oh, it's over. And Joey's like, it never began.
Yeah, okay. I think this was like the previous walking scene, but he also says, I'm a simp.
I missed that.
Or maybe it was, I think that's what he said. That's what I think I had closed captions on, but I was like, that term, I mean, all slang terms come in and out of style, but I was like, I was not aware that existed in 1998.
Yeah. Maybe it meant something kind of different, like, oh, I'm simple, this is just what I
maybe
thought it would be, or I don't know what it meant. Yeah, I totally missed that. So he says something again to Joey about, like, there's something in me I can't control, and I'm like, yeah, you can. He says to Joey, like, can you just chain me to my bed so I don't like make a fool of myself again? And then she calls back can I use leather straps and Crisco? Or can I use leather straps? And then he was like, well, you gotta explain to me what the Crisco is. Yeah. And then she says, God, you are such a sphincter. And I'm like, what?
What? Yeah, exactly.
Was that a thing? Did people say that?
No, I don't know what he's, like, does that mean he's uptight? And, like,
I don't know.
Tightly strung? Because, like, that's, I guess, kind of like a sphincter. Also, it's like, buddy, it is not Joey's job to stop you from making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
so while they're walking down the street, Jen is by supposedly another dock.
Yeah, there's so many docks. One thing that stuck out to me when Joey and Dawson were talking is, I think she says something like, for someone so self-aware, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to ask you, do you think Dawson's self-aware?
I don't think so. He's very, like, aware of human behavior by watching movies, but I don't think he's very aware of like what people do and why they do them to some degree, but like with himself, I'm like, no, he's not checking and balancing nothing. He is just
I think, and I think in this case, she's sort of using the term self-aware as opposed to for someone who's such an observer of people, for someone who's, and it's, just that conflict just kind of points out how, like, people can know so much about something or can, be such a good counselor to others and then just not be able to see things in their own life.
Absolutely.
Me included.
Yeah.
All the time, I'm just like, here's the obvious solution to your problem. I don't know how to fix any of mine.
Dawson goes and sees Jen by the dock, and he's like, well, I guess I better ruin this evening even more. What do I got to lose? And he asks Joey if he can bag on her, which I was like, once again, another term where I'm like, what is this?
I guess bail is...
Bail, dip.
Yeah. Bag. Because, I think bag on someone, that makes me think of, like, make fun of someone.
Yeah,
but,
me too. Yeah. Like, rag on you or bag on you kind of seems interchangeable. But yeah, so Joey lets him go, says, like, also before, like, he goes and talks to Jen, Joey says, like, I hope you get your kiss. And, like, it sounded really genuine,
Yeah.
So... yeah, I feel bad for Joey, but also, like, he kind of sucks right now. Maybe he'll be better, like, when he's older, and maybe right now the being into him is just not it.
Yeah, and maybe it's better than listening to him yearn. It would be probably less painful for, like, to just, like, to accelerate the situation and get to whatever the ending is faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we go and see Dawson coming up to Jen, and Jen just, like, knows he's there. Her back is turned, but she's like, yeah, I know he's fucking here. And, she says, like, she's really angry at Dawson, and I just think the whole situation and how she's being, like, cornered into this position where, like, she is responsible for men's feelings and... just responsible for Dawson. And it's like, why am I being put in this position? And, she's like, well, what do you want? And he is like, well, I don't want to be the friend. I don't want to be the friend that you tell your boy adventures to.
Yeah, he says, I want to be the boy adventure. And I was like, buddy, you are not the boy adventure. You are the boy chore.
Yeah. Nice. Burn.
20 years out, burn. But yeah, and she also references, like, well, in New York I was moving so fast. And it's like, girl, what does that mean? How many abortions do you have? Like,
I'm going to make a reference of another TV show I love, which is Community. And, oh God, what's her name? Britta. Britta, like, they have this ongoing joke where Britta says, I've lived in New York. Like, which is like to say, like, I know what's up. I've lived a life. I've lived in New York. And, like, I don't know, she's kind of giving me that vibe where she's just like, you don't even know what I've done.
Yeah, you don't know. And well, what struck me about it was also that she seemed to, like, blame herself so much for whatever was going on in New York. It was like, I was doing all these bad things. It's like, it takes two to tango, or sometimes more than two. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's also like, well, you're a kid, and, like, where were your parents in all this? Like, I don't know. Like, how responsible are you? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had asked him, like, when he said, I want to be your boy adventure, like, she was like, well, can't you be both? Can't you be my friend and also maybe more? Yeah. And he was just like, not at 15, you can't, which I'm like, I mean, that's bullshit. Like, yeah, no, you could try harder, sir.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, there is a little bit of awareness there that, like, I'm a teenage boy. I'm not going to be the best person right now, which I'm like, true, but also maybe try to hold yourself more accountable.
Yeah, that is a frustrating thing. And I feel like I see this I've noticed it in like male stand-up comedians where they'll like reference themselves being messes or making bad choices, but then they use it almost as like, well, I acknowledged it, so now you can't be mad at me. And it's like, well, no, that's you took like half of the first step. That we're not done.
Yeah, you're not forgiven just because you're aware you're a mess.
Yeah.
Jen, like, kind of gives him, like, a glimmer of hope by saying, well, I am interested in adventure, you know?
Yeah.
And Dawson basically asks her to kiss him, and Jen goes into that, I'm a cliche, like, I was moving fast, da-da-da, you know? And I really feel for her, like, you know, she's just like, I just want to be on my own 2 feet for once. I just want to, like, have control of my own life, and I feel like you guys are really pushing me into corners, and I just...
He's forcing her to make some kind of decision when she's, like, pretty clearly stating, I am not in the position or I don't want to make that decision.
Yeah, like, she's kind of saying no in a way that's not saying no, and he's not really respecting that. He keeps being like, well, I need you to give me a definite answer.
Yeah, she's not saying yes. Deal with that, buddy.
Yeah. They're having, you know, they're talking this out, and they keep cutting to this couple that's sitting on this boat, and this couple on this boat start dancing, and instead of kissing Dawson, Jen asks Dawson to dance. And as they dance, Jen says some really wise words about the kiss is the end result, and it's all about desire and wanting. And it's like, we definitely know that something about her past has made her, like, much wiser of, like, romantic relationships and what human connection is, and that it's not just, like, physical, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of internal things as well. And Dawson chimes in and says, oh yes, romance, like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, oh yeah, my dad taught me something about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And lo and behold, while this whole scene has been happening, Joey has apparently been watching from afar and just, I don't know, doing the same thing Dawson had been doing the whole night, which is just like watching something unfurl in front of her that she really doesn't want to see happening.
Yeah.
Something I also noticed, they were like really close in on her face, and I was like, wow, her eyebrows are pencil thin. Like, not to destroy the sadness of the moment, but it was like, oh yeah, really thin eyebrows. That was the thing at the time.
That was the thing. That was it, kids. I hadn't really thought of it, but Joey is kind of throughout this episode watching Dawson kind of experience something, what she's experiencing, this feeling of like the person I'm interested in is interested in someone else or is paying attention to someone else. So she's sort of like, yeah, it's interesting to think that she is observing her own situation, but observing how it is handled by someone else.
Yeah. And I in this episode, at least, I think she's handling it a lot better than Dawson is.
Yeah.
Like, her situation of her being into him and him being into Jen. It's like, yeah, she's handling it a lot more grown up. She's doing it a lot more gracefully.
Yeah. Sometimes because in that first episode, she starts going real hard towards the end and like being really confrontational. And sometimes you kind of have to do something a little rash and then feel the sort of like embarrassment of that to like kind of put yourself back in check in the future and be like, I remember when I let myself just go off the handle and that was embarrassing and it didn't feel good. So I'm going to do a better job of sort of regulating myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the end of this episode. That's where we end. So do we want to talk about whose creek is it?
Yeah, I would love to. Do you want to start or me?
I can start. So I'm kind of torn here because Dawson had that big moment with his dad, and like kind of the whole story in this episode is about him agonizing. But then, Joey's kind of having this extra storyline with Gail and kind of seeing something that happened in her past replay again for her friend. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of torn. I think I'm just going to say Dawson, maybe just to be different. I don't know where you're going to land, but I don't think he grew really at all this episode, to be honest. But it was just very focused on how he, I don't know, was just gonna keep being cringe and keep doing the wrong things.
Yep. Yeah, I honestly, that's what I came away with, was that in this case, it was Dawson's Creek. And the same is, like, I don't feel that he grew that much, but the episode itself was so centered around his experience and everything. And, I'd have to go back and sort of, like, look at the structure of the episode to know how that might have been conveyed. But it did just sort of feel like this episode was a story about Dawson.
Yeah.
But I did like, you make a good point that there is sort of this expanding world with Joey. And I'm curious to see if there's going to be any more expansion into Pacey's character, because as of now, he's just kind of a petulant, horny child.
Don't worry, there will be.
All right, he's gonna have like a second or third dimension added. Yeah.
It's gonna take some time though. I can't remember how much they really cover in the first season with him, but we'll see.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts on episode 2?
Not really, just dances are where drama happens. And
yeah. They were like, we're doing a show about high school kids, and we're just going to hit the dance immediately.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's going to be more. There's going to be some more dances.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yep. Well, all right. I guess on to episode 3, which is called Kiss. I wonder what's going to happen.
Wow. They're going to film a Prince video.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Prince was a fan of the show 3 episodes in.
He might. He was supposed to be a fan of the show New Girl.
Yeah, he was in an episode in that show.
Yeah, and it features a song that's actually like pretty good. I liked that song off that album. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll cover New Girl someday.
Maybe. Yeah, we don't, man, this could go anywhere. This is only episode 2.
And we only have like, I think there's like 128 episodes or something of the series. So,
yeah. Well, we'll who knows? If we ever do a Patreon, we'll have to create some bonus content.
Yeah.